All right, parents and kids, you can start getting those letters to Santa in the mail already. Monday marked the start of the U.S. Postal Service's annual tradition, letter adoption. Operation Santa gives children and families the opportunity to write letters to Santa, and then people can help Santa out by adopting a letter from a child to make sure their holiday wishes are fulfilled. And new this year, you can choose to adopt a family as a team so that you ensure requests all from the same household are met.
Hey there, good morning. I'm Patty Santos. So Thanksgiving is just a few days away. These types of family gatherings can really bring some tension to families who are experiencing domestic violence. Listen to this. According to data by the city of San Antonio, last year, 32 people died as a result of family violence. And we're talking about financial stressors, emotional triggers, even the introduction of alcohol into these gatherings that can be contributing factors. Organizations that advocate for victims of domestic violence want families to know they are not alone. The San Antonio Police Department and Metro Health will be working around the clock to make sure that families who need a safe place find one. They say it is so important for victims to have a plan to increase safety as violence escalates. Put aside a bag with money, keys, and a cell phone so you can get out quickly if you need to leave. Create code words with family in case that you need them to take you to a safe place or to call 911. And police are already documenting a rise of family disturbance calls.
We noticed that between November and December, our crisis response team and our local community partners see an uptick in cases between those months. And right now, it's about a 25% increase already. And so we know that because there's the holidays coming, the cases rise.
And it is so important to remember that abuse is not just physical, it can also be mental, emotional, sexual. So you should know the signs so you can help out a coworker, a neighbor.
KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And it is Small Business Saturday. Coming up on GMSA, some of the best ways to support mom and pops across San Antonio.
They're continuing to build, and the roads and the infrastructure, everything's under construction at the same time.
A crash on 211 in Petranco left one person dead earlier this week, while neighbors in the area say crashes here on the far west side are inevitable. The U.S. has paused visas for Afghan passport holders and halted all asylum decisions. What this means for millions waiting for answers.
And we have some clouds and patchy fog out there. That's after drizzle overnight, but big changes this weekend in the form of a cold front. I've got a window for storms I want us to be on alert for, and those details coming up.
Good morning. It is 8 a.m. on your Saturday, November 29th.
My Aggies lost yesterday.
I didn't want to rub it in your face, Sarah.
You know,
thanks for being a sore loser.
Or not
sore
loser.
Not a sore loser.
Okay, thank you.
Not a sore loser.
Yeah, you know, it was
Congrats to the Longhorns.
Congrats to the Longhorns. It was a great game. I love a Texas rivalry, even when my Aggies lose. So
I think the good news here is the weather. We're getting a little bit of
sun today.
Yes.
But right now it is still cloudy. Okay. So today's going to be a decent day. Right now, though, outside it's 64. You can see that we got some areas of patchy fog. That's because overnight we had areas of drizzle. So there's plenty of moisture out there. Visibility down to half a mile in Los Maples, down to 3 miles at Port SA. Take a look at the weekend forecast. Today we'll get up to 74. But a cold front arrives tonight. That brings with it a chance for some storms, especially east of San Antonio, and then a big temperature drop. Tomorrow is going to be a completely different forecast. High of only 50 degrees, blustery wind gusts of up to 45 miles per hour. And yes, we do have that small window for storms. Coming up, I'll walk you through an hour-by-hour view of when we could see some storms around San Antonio. And this system, this cold front, is already causing major delays in the skies across the nation. Airport delays in your travel forecast coming up as well.
Sarah, thank you. Today is Small Business Saturday, a day to help locally owned shops after big box retailers had their spotlight yesterday for Black Friday. Devin Karp is live where the city of San Antonio is coming together to support mom and pop shops. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, Sarah. It's a great morning over here so far over on the west side. We're over here at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center. I'm here this morning with Alma. Good morning, Alma. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Hi, good morning. My name is Alma. I am the manager here at the Guadalupe Latino Bookstore and Gift Shop.
Fantastic. So tell me, what is it that y'all offer here? Because there's a lot of great stuff if anyone comes in to look around.
Yes, so we are actually a Latino bookstore and like I said, gift shop. So we do offer a lot of artists and crafts and a lot of great literature.
Yeah, so the Small Business Saturday Proclamation is going to be happening today. It's coming up soon, but I know that you hosted it last year. How does it feel to see it all come through again and be one of the spotlight areas for what's so important to support?
The Buy Local campaign was so important and crucial to the holiday season for the small businesses, especially here in El Mero Hueso on the west side of San Antonio. It was wonderful to see the crowds and all the wonderful students that pass by every day and recognize us from the coverage we see.
Fantastic. Is there anything that you're looking forward to, your favorite part of Small Business Saturday coming up today?
Absolutely. It's the uptick in support of all of our local authors and artists.
How important is that this year after everything? I know it's been a hard year for a lot of people.
Definitely. It's been very challenging, but I think when we have the support of our neighbors, nothing can get in our way.
Can't beat it. I love it. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Alma. I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around this morning. We're going to be following this here on GMSA, covering some small businesses like this one and some of the others across the city. There's a lot of different markets that are specifically going to be happening for Small Business Saturday today. If you want to join in on those, there's going to be one at Brackenridge Park. There's going to be one at the Tobin Center. Those are both going to kick off at 10 a.m., but there's a lot more. If you go to KSAT.com, you should be able to see some of the other ones that are going to be kicking off later today. In the meantime, though, it's a good day to shop local. I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Devin, thank you. 3 days ago, a deadly crash happened at the intersection of 211 and Petranco Road, claiming someone's life. Locals tell Azaria Oates the spot is dangerous, and they blame the area's rapid growth for the risks.
A serious crash on 211 at Petranco in far west Bexar County Wednesday evening sent 4 people to the hospital. We learned Friday from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office that one person died after they got to the hospital. We're still working to learn more information about who that person was and the other 3 people who were injured. Several people posted on social media after the crash that this area of Petranco Road has constant issues. So we went and asked people what they think the problem is.
They're continuing to build, and the roads and the infrastructure, everything's under construction at the same time.
A lot of houses and the roads and the infrastructure is just not really there to support it. There's just so much traffic flowing through here and they keep on trying to build new things.
Others say the problem is how fast people are driving.
The speed is a little bit too high. Normally when I'm coming around 60 miles an hour. I usually have to drop down to like 40 just to allow them to speed up in a good time.
It's all kind of being built right along this corridor, left, right, north, south of here. And it's just, they haven't thought anything about the road so far. So it doesn't surprise me there's a lot of wrecks out that intersection.
The solution? Carol says it might just be pausing construction.
They've got to slow down on the building and do the roads maybe first or do a section at a time and get it done with.
It feels like they've just forgot to think about the roadways out here while they're building up everything.
Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
Well, one person is in critical condition after a crash on northeast Bexar County. This happened yesterday afternoon. That crash happened on Benz Engelman Road near Wood Lake Parkway. According to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, the person injured was rushed to the hospital while the other passengers in the vehicle did not appear to be seriously hurt. Authorities have not released any details about what caused the crash. The U.S. has paused issuing visas to Afghan passport holders and halted all asylum decisions. Citizenship and Immigration Services announced they will not approve any asylum cases nationwide until a thorough screening is completed. Right now, more than 2 million immigrants are waiting for asylum decisions or hearings. This move comes as President Donald Trump steps up immigration restrictions after the shooting of 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. Meanwhile, Iran is boycotting next week's 2026 World Cup draw in Washington, D.C. after the U.S. reportedly denied visas to several members of the Iranian delegation. Iranian officials have now turned to FIFA's president to help in resolving this issue. So earlier this summer, President Trump announced a travel ban on several countries, including Iran, citing security risks. While exceptions were made for athletes and coaches traveling to the U.S. for the World Cup, it's unclear if that included the World Cup draw event. It's 8:07 and 64 degrees. The holiday spirit is here. Moon Valley Nurseries is giving away free Christmas trees to local heroes. Still ahead, how you can save big on your tree this week. And San Antonio is lighting up the holidays with its stunning 50-foot tree in Travis Park. After the break, see the festive ceremony and a special gift from HEB to our community.
Alrighty, we are still seeing some areas of patchy fog out there, but overnight we had some drizzle. The big story today is that it's actually going to be nice, but tonight a big cold front arriving, and that cold front is already causing major delays and even ground stops across the nation. I'll have a look at your travel forecast coming up.
All right, now that Thanksgiving is over, San Antonio is focused on the next set of holidays. Look at that beautiful Christmas tree display downtown. Travis Park has a 50-foot Christmas tree. It's covered in more than 10,000 lights and decorated with hand ornaments, courtesy of HEB. The lighting ceremony also included music, giveaways. There's Santa, of course. And what's Christmas without a few HEB gifts? HEB presented a $50,000 check to the San Antonio Public Library Foundation and the Carver Library. And speaking of Christmas trees, Moon Valley Nurseries kicked off the holiday season with their Christmas tree lots opening on Black Friday. And here's the best part. Today, the first 50 local heroes, that's first responders, teachers, healthcare workers, veterans, and active duty military, will get a free Christmas tree. How cool is that? All you need to do is show their ID for proof. Doors open at 9 a.m., so make sure to arrive early. Plus, for the first week only, everyone who buys a Christmas tree will get $10 off and a $50 nursery cash voucher to use in store after January 1st. So after that first week, the $10 discount ends, but the $50 nursery cash, it stays. And some San Antonio families are a bit warmer this morning, all thanks to the Knights of Columbus aid group. 2,000 coats were distributed yesterday for Coats for Kids. The event has been happening every year since 2009, and so far, the organization has given out 1.6 million coats to kids across North America.
It's just awesome to see the smiling faces, the young kids, the families. They're just very appreciative to be able to come out and obtain, this gratitude that we're able to give back to our community.
So if you'd like to get involved with Coats for Kids, you can reach out to the San Antonio Archdiocese.
And we're going to need our coats tomorrow. Yeah. It is going to be a blustery day tomorrow, but today is actually going to be pretty nice. Now, it's a touch damp out there right now with some areas of fog. That's because overnight we had almost a quarter of an inch of drizzle out there for many folks. But for the rest of the day today, we're going to have partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies and a high right around 74. So a pretty nice afternoon. And then take a look at what happens this evening. So temperatures will kind of coast at 70 degrees. But right about 10 o'clock, we start to see some storms in the area. And this is because of a cold front. And that cold front is already causing big headache delays across the nation. Take a look at forecast highs today. We're going to be at 74 in San Antonio, kind of the warm spot on the map. But there's a lot of the northern tier of the United States that's going to stay below freezing all day long. Here is a look at that current system. Snow, ice for Illinois, Iowa, and some of the other Midwestern states. The front is behind this, working its way in the panhandle right now. That front is going to take its time getting to us. But I've been checking with the airports all morning long, and here's a current look at what is going on. So Chicago O'Hare is experiencing major delays right now. Average delays of more than 3 hours because of snow and ice. The Nashville Airport and DFW are actually currently experiencing a ground stop, not related limited to weather, but that ground stop is definitely going to cause further delays across the nation. So if you or friends and family, especially if Dallas-Fort Worth is a stop or one of your stops, make sure to check in with your airline early this morning. Otherwise, we are seeing regular functioning airports elsewhere. Now, I want to take you through the futurecast for this afternoon. Across the state of Texas, maybe you're hitting the roads up to Dallas or you have friends and family up to Dallas. There could be a few storms up there this afternoon and some light rain out near Houston. But really, around San Antonio, the storms and the possibility for storms doesn't happen until late tonight. We've got a very narrow window, about 3 hours from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., where we could see some storms in San Antonio, but especially east of the Alamo City toward New Braunfels, Seguin, Luling, Floresville, Hallettsville, where along the leading edge of this front, we could have a few storms. If those storms can get going, they could produce damaging wind gusts of maybe 60 miles per hour and even perhaps some quarter-sized hail. So this is something that meteorologist Shelby Ebertowski will be watching closely tonight, as well as the entire weather team. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Small window for big storms. Then that front moves through, and then the next big thing to talk about is tomorrow's forecast, because the winds are going to be very strong. We're going to see wind gusts in the morning of up to 45 miles per hour. Eventually those winds will calm in the afternoon, but it is going to be one of those gusty mornings. If you have lightweight Christmas decorations up, Christmas inflatables, make sure those are deflated. Your decorations are firmly anchored to the ground, because it is going to be pretty gusty. And then if you're planning on traveling across the state of Texas, or if your kids are planning on traveling across the state of Texas tomorrow, it's mainly going to be quiet and chilly. A high tomorrow in San Antonio of only 50 degrees, only in the 40s in North Texas. The biggest thing drivers will have to contend with along the roads tomorrow are going to be those gusty winds from the north. So if you're traveling east-west, maybe toward Houston, Del Rio, out toward El Paso, you're going to want to watch out for those high-profile vehicles and keep a firm grip on the steering wheel. Otherwise, again, a lot happening over the next 3 days. So today, some sun, up to 74. Cold front arrives tonight, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., small window for storms. Then tomorrow is going to be blustery, a high of only 50 degrees. And even on Monday, it's going to be chilly too, because we'll have some light rain in the area. Temperatures struggling to get out of the 40s. The only day we're going to see the sun over the next 7 days is on Tuesday, because clouds, cold front works its way back into the forecast with highs only in the 50s for the second half of the week. And Sarah, with so much weather happening this weekend, I know there's a lot of people that are wanting to set up their outdoor Christmas decorations. Yep. I have that forecast for you. When would be best to do that this weekend with all of the weather changing?
That's good to know, because that was my husband's. That's on his to-do list this weekend. Inside is done. We got to get the outdoors out.
He'll have a couple of opportunities this weekend.
Look forward to that. Thank you, Sarah. It's 8:21 and 64 degrees. Online shopping surged yesterday with billions spent, but not every store is winning. After the break, find out which retailers are cashing in this holiday season. Well, one area of the economy is looking strong: consumer spending. According to Adobe Analytics, as of yesterday evening, shoppers spent $8.6 billion all online on Black Friday. That's up a 9.4% jump from last year. Adobe says the surge was driven by bigger discounts than expected, but that also means some retailers are doing better than others. For example, Walmart and TJ Maxx are expected to have a stronger holiday season than Target. Just one thing to keep in mind: these numbers don't account for inflation. Well, tonight, someone could win a massive $719 million Powerball jackpot. So the jackpot has climbed an estimated $719 million after no one hit all 6 numbers on Wednesday night's drawing. The winner can choose a lump sum cash payment of just a small $333 million, or take the full jackpot paid over the 30 years. Take the lump sum. All right, the next drawing will be held at 9:59 tonight. Kick off the holiday season and celebrate Small Business Saturday all weekend long at the Holidays at Hemisfair Gift Market. It's today and tomorrow from noon to 9 p.m. This festive outdoor event will showcase over 60 local vendors with unique handcrafted jewelry, artisan goods, delicious treats from bakers, and chocolatiers. Oh, there's so many good markets. There's one at Hemisfair, there's one at the Tobin Center, and at Brackenridge. You just go to KSAT.com for a list of all of those. 826 and 64 degrees, a mystery. At Northern Hills Lake, fish and ducks are dying, and now Texas Parks and Wildlife is investigating. So what you need to know to keep your family and pets safe. A woman is in custody after a high-speed chase on the northeast side. After the break, the full story on what happened and the charges she faces.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome back. It's 8:30 and it is 64 degrees. And Sarah, we had some drizzle overnight.
Yeah, we did. Oh. It was kind of nice to wake up to like the pitter patter at my house.
Oh yeah, and there's definitely some dew out there. So I want to show you how much rain fell. It was not much, but we pretty much had consistent drizzle throughout the night. Rainfall totals just a few hundredths to a tenth of an inch of rain. At the airport, I think we clocked in about 17 hundredths of an inch of rain, so close to a quarter of an inch. Still, this is not the kind of rain that we need to help our drought. And this weekend is going to be very busy weather-wise, so you might be wondering when is the best time to set up those Christmas lights now that Thanksgiving is over. Well, this morning is not going to be good because it's damp out there from that overnight drizzle, and you definitely don't want to be slipping, especially if you're going to be putting those lights on the roof. Now this afternoon, however, we are going to have some sun and it's going to be pleasant, temperatures in the 70s. So if you can wait until after lunch, I think you'll have much better weather conditions. But tomorrow morning, tomorrow's not going to be a great day to set up the Christmas lights, especially in the morning because it's going to be very windy with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. That's because we expect a cold front tonight, and that front is going to make it very chilly. If you want to set up the Christmas lights on Sunday, it will be okay in the afternoon. There will be less wind, but it's going to be chilly and it's going to be near 50 degrees. So I think this afternoon is probably your best bet when it comes to setting up the Christmas lights. Now, with the cold front that arrives tonight, there is a window for storms. I'll tell you who has the highest chance for storms coming up in a bit.
Sarah, thank you. And today is Small Business Saturday, a day to help locally owned shops after the big box retailers. You know, they had the spotlight for Black Friday yesterday. Our Devin Karp is live where the city of San Antonio is coming together to support those local small businesses. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, Sarah. We're having a great time over here at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center and Latino Bookstore. Over here, this small business directly has works from local artists and authors in the community over here. So if you come out for here for just an example, one of the many small businesses today, you get like a double fold of small businesses. You help the shop and you help the authors. We're getting ready for an official proclamation from the city of San Antonio, so we're going to be going to that shortly. In the meantime, though, this is where there's going to be a little market in the back. Some of these other small business owners are going to be setting up over here, not to mention the city of San Antonio with their Economic Development Committee. Check this out. They got these shirts that are going to be available to eat local, buy local, enjoy local. That's all going to be over here at San Antonio. We're going to be bringing you that for the rest of the morning here and hopping around between some of the different places that you can support local small business owners around San Antonio. In the meantime, though, it's a pretty good day to help out the community and maybe even get some of that Christmas shopping done a little bit early. For now, I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Devin, thank you. And this woman is in police custody after allegedly leading police on a chase on the northeast side. This is 29-year-old Cara Nadine Corona. Live Oak police say they tried to pull over Corona Thursday night while she was driving along I-35. Police say the car slowed down, then took off. An officer then found Corona's car rolled over near O'Connor Road. That officer says Corona got out and smelled like alcohol. A man was also in the car with her, taken to the hospital in critical condition. Corona was arrested and charged with evading arrest. It's unfolding in every district. Students are biting, scratching, and even killing educators. KSAT investigates Daniela Ibarra has spent more than a year digging into this issue, and this morning she needs your help to continue telling these stories.
I was there every day for 10 days, and I'd never left his side. We prayed the rosary every day because he loved the rosary.
Marco Jimenez's faith has guided her through the heartache. She spoke with us last year, months after her husband's death. Alfred, known as Mr. Fred, was an instructional aide for special needs students at Brandeis High School. He fell while redirecting one of those students and later died.
This person was my husband's favorite student in his room where he took care of him. He loved him to pieces. I would never blame this student, never.
Mr. Fred's death led us to spend more than a year investigating how often teachers are injured by students on the job. We found it's happened thousands of times in Bexar County alone. Some of those educators have shared their pain and stories with us.
So I did black out, but my adrenaline was still pumping during that time.
I got one on my ankle that broke skin.
My speech, those are, damn it. With my speech, I at times tend to lose track of where I'm speaking.
This has ruined your life.
Yes, it really has turned everything upside down. Everything about me changed after this injury.
I feel like it's gonna keep happening, especially with nothing in place to kind of protect the teachers.
If you're an educator who has been injured in the classroom or the parent of a student who's seen it happen, we want to hear from you. Scan that QR code on your screen. What you share with us could help us continue telling these stories.
Daniela, thank you. Okay, countless fish and ducks have been dying at Northern Hills Lake. This is off of Scarsdale Street on the northeast side. And now Texas Parks and Wildlife is investigating. In a statement, TPWD told us they don't know what's causing the deaths of these animals. Jenny Rivera just moved to the area, and she says she won't be taking her daughter to walk the lake in the future.
I would be risking my daughter, and I wouldn't want to do that. So it is concerning.
As TPWD continues its investigation into what's causing this, the department says people don't necessarily need to avoid the area, but should not handle any sick or dead wildlife and avoid feeding wildlife that would cause them to congregate. As for walking their pets in the area, the department says to make sure pets are up to date on their vaccinations. All right, as holiday shopping picks up and more people hit the stores, thieves are there as well with busier shopping centers, car break-ins. Well, they're typically also on the rise. We created an interactive map on your screen there, which shows which popular shopping spots in San Antonio have the most incidents so far from January through November 20th. The Rim had the most car break-ins at 63, followed by North Star Mall at 9 and the shops at La Cantera at 15. The Quarry 26 in River Center at 18. South Park Mall only having 35 there. So our John Paul Barajas spoke with shoppers at the Rim to get their reaction.
What goes through your head when you know that this time of year people are shopping for themselves or shopping for loved ones, and this is when sometimes criminals try and take advantage of people not being aware or just being in a rush?
Oh, that's just kind of sad. You know, tragic all around. Obviously don't want anybody to have any of their stuff stolen, especially, you know, some people may not have the money to replace what was stolen.
So San Antonio police recommend the basics: lock your car, don't leave valuables inside, and don't leave bags or backpacks in plain sight. If you want to use this interactive map, you can just head to KSAT.com to find it. Okay, big changes at Texas DMV could affect thousands of drivers. Anyone registering or renewing a vehicle must show specific photo ID like a Texas driver's license, a passport, military ID, or certain federal IDs. So lawmakers like Rep. Brian Harrison pushed for stricter rules, but critics warned that sudden change could prevent undocumented Texans from legally owning a car. So we're following how local offices are handling this shift and what it means for drivers across the state. Well, the state of Texas finalizes the rules for the private school voucher program. So preschoolers qualify for the full $10,300, fixing earlier confusion. Private schools in the disability program can apply December 9th, with others to follow soon after. Families can start applying February 4th for funds to help with tuition and school costs. Kids with disability may get up to $30,000 in vouchers, and homeschoolers qualify for $2,000. It's 8:38 and 64 degrees.
It's definitely been a struggle, and it's a very scary time.
We have been faced with hardship.
So prices, they're skyrocketing, and local small businesses, they're struggling to keep up. But today, you can make a difference. How to support on Small Business Saturday can help save our community shops this holiday season.
Some areas of patchy fog out there this morning. That's because we had some drizzle overnight. But we will see peaks of sunshine today before a big cold front arrives tonight. I've got a look at window for storms this evening and just how cold we will go coming up.
Okay, prices are rising everywhere and local small businesses are struggling to keep up, but you can help out and make a difference by shopping this Small Business Saturday. So I spoke with shop owners who say your support today could be the boost they need to get through the holidays.
It's definitely been a struggle and it's a very scary time.
We have been faced with hardship.
Small businesses are feeling the hardships of added tariffs and higher prices. It's why local small businesses are counting on customers to show up for Small Business Saturday. Uriel Diaz has owned Carolina's Antiques with his family for over 20 years on Blanco, but they just moved to the south side on South Flores. The problem is they can't physically open their new building until January because of zoning issues with the city. So the holiday rush, it's up in the air.
Especially with what we're going through right now with the rezoning and not being able to fully open to the public, it's a very scary time on top of everything else that's happening.
It's why they are hosting a sidewalk sale with 15 other vendors at 2024 South Flores from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Small Business Saturday. You can get authentic items from Mexico, local artisan crafts, Christmas decor, and everything puro San Antonio.
You're gonna think, man, this is so San Antonio. This is the spot where you're gonna get it.
Diaz says showing up for Small Business Saturday is supporting more than just a business.
Me, my brother, my sister, my mom, we all live from this business, so you're literally supporting a family. Plus, we, like with the markets and stuff, we bring other local artists, other small businesses, so you're not just helping Carolinas, you're helping all those other small businesses that we're giving a platform.
Alma Pina manages the Guadalupe Latino bookstore on the west side, where everything sold there is made or written by local Westsiders.
So that is something very unique to us that separates us from the big box stores. So when you see a product on our shelf, on our main display here, or a book, you're gonna put a name and a face from the west side to the product.
The bookstore will be having an event on Small Business Saturday from 8:30 in the morning to 10 a.m. on 1300 Guadalupe Street.
We need the support to continue our stories, to continue our culture, and be here for our next generation.
And that is the event that, of course, our Devin Karp is at right now. It goes until 10 o'clock this morning. You can also shop local at the Tobin Performing Arts Center from 10 to 5. They're hosting a free holiday art market featuring only local vendors. Again, that's from 10 to 5 at the Tobin Performing Arts Center. You can also stop by Brackenridge Park. Well, they'll be featuring only local vendors and small businesses as well from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sarah, good day to go shopping?
Yeah, today it is actually. Today's going to be the day to spend outside because tomorrow it's going to be cold and blustery. Now, I know that if you step outside right now, you're probably running into some areas of patchy fog, very humid conditions. That's because we had overnight drizzle. But watch what happens today. We do see peaks of sunshine later on and a high of 74. It really isn't until tonight that that cold front moves through. And when that cold front is approaching by about 10 o'clock tonight, that's when we'll have the potential for some storms. Only 40% coverage, so there will still be people that miss out. But I'll show you a window here of when to expect storms and which areas have the highest chance of storms in just a second. But that cold front, which is currently working its way across the nation, is already causing a lot of issues for travel. So just to recap our forecast for the weekend here in San Antonio, 74 today. Then those storms move through overnight, a 40% chance with that cold front. And then look at tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be chilly. We're going to only get to about 50 degrees. It's going to be windy with gusts up to 40 to 45 miles per hour. So let's show you where that front is right now. Here's a look at that system. Look at all of the snow falling across the Midwest. That front moving through North Texas, the panhandle of Texas right now. And then all of the snow really affecting the airlines today. In fact, I've showed you earlier that there was a ground stop in Dallas and in Nashville. The good news there is that those ground stops are now over, but Chicago O'Hare was experiencing over 3-hour delays, and now they are under a ground stop. That, of course, is a large hub in our skies. And so there are going to be major delays here. If you have plans to travel, make sure to check in with your airlines. Across Texas, if you're going to be driving or your friends and family are going to be driving, really today up near Dallas in the afternoon, that's the only chance for a few storms. Here in San Antonio, our chance for storms isn't until 10 p.m. As that front approaches. And it's a very narrow window for storms, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. That's only 3 hours for the possibility of storms. And you can notice that the chance is going to be higher east. New Braunfels, Seguin, Luling, Stockdale, Floresville, areas like Gonzales, slightly higher chance than San Antonio. Again, only a 40% chance. But if a storm can get going late tonight from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., it could become severe with damaging wind gusts and perhaps even some quarter-sized hail. We'll be watching this carefully. Storms, again, not a guarantee, but a possibility tonight. Then everybody is going to see the gusty winds behind that front. Take a look at wind gusts. Through early sunrise tomorrow, wind gusts of up to 45 miles per hour. So if you have the lightweight Christmas decorations up, if you have those Christmas inflatables that we see, you're going to really want to make sure those inflatables are deflated and that your Christmas decorations are firmly anchored, because it is going to be very windy tomorrow morning. Then by the afternoon tomorrow, we're going to see those winds come down quite a bit. All right, and if you're traveling on Sunday tomorrow across Texas, or if you have your kids going back to college, whether that's in Texas Tech, Lubbock, or out across College Station to Austin, these areas are generally going to be quiet tomorrow as far as the weather concerned, just some gusty winds. And look at our high temperature tomorrow, only 50 degrees in San Antonio, a chilly day tomorrow after that front moves through. And then even on Monday, we're going to be cold too. Temperatures struggling to get out of the 40s. We'll have a small chance for some rain as well on Monday. The only day we're going to see sun this week is on Tuesday when we reach 60 degrees, and then more changes in our forecast with another front. Keeps highs in the 50s. December is going to feel like December as we head into a new month. Unfortunately, with all of our rain chances, we're not going to see a lot of rain, and so drought conditions are not going to improve all that much. Now, we did just get the pollen count in. I'll have that for you here in about 8 minutes.
No freezing temps on that.
Correct. No freezing temperatures. That is a big thing to highlight. You do not need to take freeze precautions whether you're in San Antonio or the Hill Country.
Okay.
It's still just going to be cold, though.
Okay, so my husband does not need to bring in the big bougainvilleas. He's
Good for
your
your husband. But he does need to set up the Christmas lights.
He does. Thank you, Sarah. All right, it's 8:52, 64 degrees. The long-awaited Lone Star Showdown finally happened in the Longhorns. Sorry, Sarah. Took charge in the second half. Stay with us for all the highlights and post-game reaction. Taking a look outside, that's 35 in Flores. You see a little bit of backup there because that is the two-lane closure on the southbound lanes. It's been going on for a while. Yeah, that one's kind of a nuisance there. And then any other areas around town we need to be aware of. I don't see any other backups. Good day to go shopping. Please drive carefully. We'll be right back.
Good morning, San Antonio. I'm Ashley Gonzalez, all the way out here in Austin, Texas, for the Lone Star Showdown that everyone's been talking about all week, all month, A&M at UT. Now, it's been more than 10 years since the Aggies paid the Longhorns a visit, and the Longhorns sure were ready for it. Undefeated no more, the Aggies had everything to lose last night, but didn't show up in the second half at all. That's when the Longhorns came back and outscored them by 24 points. The Aggies, on the other hand, only had 7. Coming up later in sports, we'll have post-game reaction. But that'll do it for now. I'm Ashley Gonzalez in Austin, KSAT 12 Sports.
Thank you, Ashley. It's the season of giving, and the Salvation Army of San Antonio is asking our community to come together. They've launched their Red Kettle campaign again, helping provide Christmas meals and year-round support for those in need. Your donations fund efforts to fight poverty, homelessness, addiction, and provide food, shelter, job training, and disaster relief. See that QR code on the corner of your screen there? Take out your phone and go ahead and scan it to learn more about how to get involved. It's 8:56 and 64 degrees. Coming up at 9, a single car crash in the northeast side left multiple people hurt on Friday. What we know now about the conditions this morning. Still ahead, we're looking at the impact of tariffs on your holiday shopping and what it means for gift giving.